Okay, looks like a student coming in here. Llewellyn. Angelique, okay. Class will start in 4 minutes. Angelique, you there?
Yes.
Does your camera work? Are you on a
Mm-hmm.
cell phone or computer?
A phone.
Oh, it's gonna be kind of hard on you. You don't have a computer?
No.
Mm, it's gonna be hard to type up the thing. Let me take attendance real quick. Oh, I'm missing some familiars like Courtney and waiting for them to come on in. Llewellyn's here. Mims is missing. Angel's here. Thigpen's not. Worthy's not. Christopher Clark not here. Mario not here. Jacqueline not here. Lisa not here yet. Barbara not here yet. Alan not here yet. Hence not here. Lee not here. Lockhart not here. All right. Okay. So only yet about. So what I'm gonna do is people who are here. Once this clock runs out, because this is like before class starts. You're early. Thank you very much. Um, but I usually give students 5 to 10 more minutes. So I'm gonna set a clock for 5, and then I'm explain and start to work up. But technically, they will be late after 10:20. So try to get people time to get in the room. So that's the only grace period. After that 5 minutes is up, we're gonna go through our norms. So about 1 more minute, and I'm gonna reset the clock. All right, so let me stop this. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna go through our norms real quick. I'm gonna call on each of you. We're gonna go through them together. There's only 2 of us here right now, and when the other people come, we'll go through the rest of them. So let me see here. This is again for participation points, by the way, too. So Angel, let me blow the screen up. Can you read number 1?
We respect the opinions of others.
Okay, Angelique, can you read number two?
Hey,
Who
Mr.
else?
We respect the culture of the classroom.
Thank you. Lisa, can you read number three?
We are attentive and participate.
We have high expectations of ourselves, our peers, and our teachers.
Very good. Number five, Jacqueline. Camacho, are you there?
Oh yeah. We are here to focus on preparing ourselves for post-secondary endeavors.
Thank you. Let's finish up. We did the academics. So let's start with the basic. Number one, Angel.
No one has the right to hurt another person.
Thank you, sir. Number two, Angelique.
Education in the classroom are sacred.
Thank you, ma'am. Let's see here. Jacqueline, can you do number three?
We will never behave in a way that will discredit ourselves or school or family.
Thank you. Lisa, number four.
In Excel Academy of Southwest, student is always a lady or gentleman.
Thank you. And number five, Angel.
We take pride in Excel Academy Southwest.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, everybody. And that helps towards points. That's participation. I want to explain again. You have to be in the class period for at least the whole entire time. If you're not, you leave early or whatever the case may be, you will be marked absent and it will be discussed the very next day. It'll also, if you're sitting in the room and I call your name out three times during these checks for participation, you will be also removed. So if I have to call your name and I'm calling your name, you don't respond. All right, I'll give you about 30 more seconds and I'll come back to you. If I do that for three times, I will have you removed. And, you just have to come back the next day and do better. All right, so today's assignment, we should, most of us be doing this on the computer. If you're doing it on a phone, do know you still have to have it typed up. So you might want to just take the time to get to a computer or start opening up a Google Doc. And I think you're going to have to like two finger it, right? Because you got to type this up. So you want to start off by opening another tab, right? Make sure you try to have your screen size like I have. Let me take a quick second to do some attendance. We got Courtney coming in. I was just about to go to my attendance screen. Okay. So take a moment and size your screens. I'm just marking present those who got here. If you waited like a little longer, it would have been like, I think 10:20. You'd have been absolutely late. I try to wait to 10:15. Courtney's arrived. Um, who else just got here? Is Jacqueline? I see her. Do, 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 do. I think that's it. I think I got everybody. Oh, we're missing Mario still. I gotta call him. Okay, so there's a few people I gotta call because it's totally 16 of y'all. Some people still playing hooky. It's gonna be harder later on. All right, so you want to open a new tab. You definitely want to open up a new Google Doc. So make sure you're in your Google account, the one you normally use, because that's what you used last Friday for quizzes, right? All you do is go back, and some people did pretty well. If you didn't turn it in, the cutoff is already there, right? So Sunday was the last day, right? Everything on the quiz was from Monday to Thursday. And I just gave you the same stuff and changed the numbers. So again, this week, try to pay attention because if you didn't do the quiz at all, that's a zero, and don't give up. But you just got to do better the next round, right? So open up Google Docs, and at this point, you should be opening a blank document. This is what we've been doing in the building. This is what we're doing online. Try to get all of you students ready to write professional reports. So the next thing you do is you want to type up the actual title. And what is the title going to be for today? Well, we come to do now. That's what we usually say, right? And you have to name the title because when you go to Google Docs and you're looking for your title, you want to be able to quickly access it or find it. If you don't name it, you're going to have a ton of files and you're not going to know exactly what you're working on. All right, so I named my document. Well, I didn't finish naming it. It's got to be today's date is the 14th of September 2020. So I'm going to blow this up some because what do we do next? Well, if you've been in this class since last week, we've always put our header, right? So mine is going to be my name, the date, which is the 14th, 9/2020. And then you just name it your period. This is periods 2. And you're currently in physics. The title. Or I'm going to have put a 30-second clock up here. Who knows what the title is going to be? This is my way of seeing if you're paying attention.
Is it work and energy or something?
No, that's not the title. That's the section. You were close, though. Are you an EDSB? See, you got it on the screen, too.
Basic mathematics of physics.
Yeah, who said that? Jacqueline caught it. Yep. Way to go. All right. So everybody see this here. Basic mathematics of physics. That's your do now. That's your title. Like I was telling you last week where to look. Lisa, I'm going to give you some points because you just told us about what section I'm covering in terms of physics. So if you're like wondering where we're going with this stuff, yes, we're still in the realm of work and energy. All right. So our title again was what? Basic. Go back. Basic what? It was basic mathematics, I think. Yeah, basic mathematics of physics. Okay, so that's done. Make sure your title's in the center. Next thing is what? Well, we got to type up, or not type up, we got to take all of this and place it into our document here. So another participation point opportunity. Who can read at least all the way to here? If you can see my screen, I have highlighted what I want you to read. Put it in the chat who's going to read, and I'll put a 30-second clock up to see who gets it. Otherwise, I'll read it. So 30 seconds. Let's see who first types in the chat that they'll read that section for 10 participants. Me, Courtney. All right, I hit the button and he started. Okay, Courtney, go right ahead. You got to turn your microphone on, sir. Can you see? Or are you an EDSB? You should be able to see it from EDSB.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's say you must start at please remember.
I want you to start at hello. You got it? Where'd he go? Courtney, are you there? Okay.
I thought I turned my mic on.
No, dude, it was off. I'm like, what happened?
Hello, and good day to all future physicists. Please remember that all secondary problems need to be completed and ready to present tomorrow in class. Asynchronous problems have to be completed as homework and will be checked tomorrow in class as well. You want to read the next thing?
Yeah, just that one problem, Courtney. That's a synchronous problem.
A tortoise races a rabbit by walking with a constant speed of 2.78 centimeters per second for 52.66 seconds. How much distance does the tortoise cover?
Okay. Thank you, sir. 10 points for Mr. Dixon. All right, now there'll be another participation point opportunity out there. And again, how do these points work? When I'm looking at your stuff and say you did do a synchronous problem, I might give you a little bit like 5 to 10 points on that problem, and you didn't even do it. So participating in class really helps you in the long run, especially if you have a deficit or you had a bad day. I don't know. So let's jump into the problem. I'm only going to copy the please remember part because your synchronous problems we do together. Asynchronous means not with the clock. You do it home and it's still due by 8 p.m. So don't be like, oh, I got time to do it. Because I've been looking at some of these submissions y'all give me, and not everybody's doing the synchronous problems. Llewellyn left. Uh-oh. I got to follow up with her. I hope she comes back. Okay, so she came back. Okay. You still on a cell phone or you went to a computer?
Nope, still on the phone.
Darn it. Okay. All right, so try to do everything I'm doing on your phone, dear. Can you get to Google Docs too? No? All right, well, some students I know they've taken a picture of the work and then they went back and typed it up. So maybe you want to take snapshots of what I'm working on and then in your own time, slowly type up as much as you can, okay? Because I'm gonna go through all the steps to do the problems. It's just if you guys are paying attention to them. So let's start with the problem itself. You guys need to understand a calculation called distance, right? And what do you think distance is going to be equal to? Well, if you look at this problem, I kind of gave you a hint here. This is me testing to see who was reading, so they'll know. Because I know they're like, well, what equation? And I kind of wanted you to read through and see it. Now, if we take this hint, which also applies for all of these problems, we should be able to calculate what is this problem asking us. Let's come back. The distance, right? So let's start with what we know. And I gave you the clue. Distance is equal to the velocity multiplied by the time. I'm going to try to find you a link to let you read up on it. But that's the hint I want you to copy and put in to your Google Doc, because you're going to use that a few times, whether you're doing 1S, 2S, 3S, or 4A. All right, now I'm going to try to cover 1S and 2S. And certain students will not be required to do 3S, but almost everybody has to. But let's get through 1 and 2. And let's see what we got. We got to find you the calculation for distance. In case you don't believe me, just look up distance formula. And this is the long version, but it's usually just velocity times the time. And where is it? Purple math. Let's see if they give it to you here. No, that's still distance. So if I go back and I say, hey, distance versus distance multiplied. Time formula. There we go. So it says here that the formula for speed is d over t. So that's the equation. Now, I took the equation and said what it was because I did the algebra. So if you look here, the best way, let me just do that for you. You see the calculator. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Distance equals speed times time. I wish we was in the building with books. Just point it out to you. So I'll put this in the chat for you so you can read up on it. And let's take this from here. It says to solve for distance, use a formula for distance, which is s, speed, in our case is velocity, or distance equals speed times time. So I don't want y'all to think I was confusing you by saying it over and over. So times is multiplied. Time is actual in seconds, hours, or whatever the case may be. All right, so I got basically what I need to start the problem off. Next, I'm going to, and I didn't get the rest of the problems either for you guys. So go back and make sure you copy every other problem too, just not this one. So when you're working on it, you can just keep going. So I only copied 1S. And I'm going to take this 2S, 3S, and 4A and put them in my Google Doc as well. Okay. I'm just going to put this down here. I don't forget about them. I got to clean them up. They're all centered. Okay. I don't want all y'all. Y'all are problems. There we go. All right. So we know at least this much about distance. And this is why are we talking about distance? Why that's how we're talking about that. If you look here, the question is asking you, this is like, think about it. This is, who can tell me in the chat, is this our known? What is this question is here is asking, or is this our unknown? Let's see who gets it first. Let me put a 30-second clock up.
Unknown.
Oh, somebody typed, oh, Lisa beat you, Courtney. I just saw that. As soon as you said, oh, I know, came out your mouth, it already arrived. Sorry. So Lisa gets that one. And she's right. It's your unknown because it's always the question. And in a moment, I'm going to see who gets the participation points for this one. I'm going to write out known. Hope you guys are typing with me so it's not hard. And you don't get to that point where like, I don't know what to do. I'm showing you exactly what to do. All you got to do is just follow my lead. Okay, so what is this? Like we said, what is our known? Well, I'm gonna put 30 seconds up here. I want you to look at the problem because I'm trying to get you guys.
56 seconds.
Oh, who said that, Courtney? Okay, so which one is that, Courtney? She said, I can't do this. All you gotta do is type with you can't do it because you're on the phone. Oh, she hung up. Dang. Courtney, so what is that exactly? You said 52.66 seconds. What is that gonna be like? There you go. So T is equal to. All right. Just try to stay in class, Angelique, as long as you can, so you don't get the attendance policy issue.
I
And
didn't mean to leave.
oh, you got to leave now. Okay, but try to stay in class, and I'm gonna try to reach out to Irvin to try to figure out if there's a way to get you a computer, or get to a computer. All right. So Courtney was right. Time. I'm talking about this equation here. All right. This is the hint I gave. Time is t. So I just wrote a time so you guys can follow, because when I use letters, sometimes it gets people confused. So time is 52.66, and this is seconds. What else are we given? Already got the first couple of points. Who can tell me what's my next known value? So 30 seconds. Let's see who figures it out. What is our next known value? Who knows? What could that be? All you do is read the problem. What is the problem?
2.78 centimeters.
That is Jacqueline. Very good. So that would be considered, and it's not just centimeters, it's centimeters per second. So that in that equation was what? That's our S, or velocity. Now I'm moving towards velocity because we talked about speed already last week. And velocity is always measured in meters per second, but in this term, it's centimeters. So you can, if you want to be 100% correct, remember last week when we did joules, we had to convert it. But we don't necessarily need to convert it this week, right? So let's continue. It's like Jacqueline said, 2.78, and it's centimeters. We can leave it like that because we're not working in terms of joules. Remember, you had to convert it last week because joules had meters inside. So you can leave it like that. Do not make that step. Next is our unknown. Now, I forget, who was it? I think it was in the chat. Who told us what the unknown was? I think it was Lisa. Yeah, it was Lisa. So our unknown value, again, is the distance. So that is, our distance will be equal to some number in terms of, looks like centimeters. And then we forgot to put centimeters per second. There we go. That makes that look better. Now let's do the math. So we know the equation for distance is here. We're just going to utilize that. So I'm going to write, copy this. It's here. Distance is equal to, Courtney, mute your mic, dude. I hear you talking to somebody. Okay, let's bring this to the side. And I'm just going to come down and do steps. So next is what? Well, I said we got to use what we were given to find distance. So what is that going to be? It's going to be distance is equal to, I don't want you to make a big D. Little, here we go again. And we're just going to plug in our values. So velocity, V, is equal to this 2.78 centimeters per second. And put that here. And this is going to be multiplied by the velocity, the time, which we said was 52.66 seconds. Okay. Now, we got to show you how to cancel out our terms, right? So if I look below, I'm gonna just copy and paste this again. I want to look at what cancels. This right here is like saying CM over S. So let me do this again. And yes, you have to put all the steps. Don't cut corners because you got to show a decent report as to how you calculated this stuff. So seconds, right? You can just call that S. Take the per out and put a division bar because that's actually what it means. And for centimeters, we're going to rewrite it as CM. And same thing as above, centimeters per second. And this is just seconds, which is going to be in the numerator. So I can just put S. And then what happens? Well, basically, if you look at this S and this S, it's like saying S divided by S. That's 1. They cancel. Now I can cancel out this S here. Go to Format, Text, strike it out. And the same thing for this one. and then strike it out. All right, so that gives us a new value, or new equation, I should say, because we're now effectively in distance as terms of centimeters. So this is not hard. All you guys got to do is just type as I type, and then when you review your notes, it'll make sense, because all I do on my quizzes is I change the values. I change the numbers inside of it. So this is going to be 2.78 multiplied by 52.66, close parentheses, and it's just centimeters. All right, now to figure out what that number is, we're going to put it in Symbol Lab to calculate it, and then I'm going to give everybody a 5-minute break to stretch your legs and catch up. But we're going to jump right into number 2, and once we finish that, again, 3S you're going to try on your own. 4A is homework assignment or asynchronous assignment. So where's Symbol Lab? Here we go. So Symbol Lab, I'm going to put this in the chat for you guys. It is here. And I'm going to put that right there for you. And all you got to do really is you take the calculation I was talking about, which is right here. All right. I need you to move out my way. You can go away. I know they know. They're in physics already. Okay. All right. Thank you, calendar. Calendar took me to another screen. So it's 2.78. Sorry, you guys. And then we're going to take that and plug that here. Okay. And once I do that, just make sure it's correct. You hit enter. And it should give you what? What does that say? That's 146.39. Okay. So the distance is equivalent to 146.39. And what is it measured in? Well, we said earlier it was centimeters. Okay, so let me blow this up for you so you can see it. I think we got a resolution of 200 now. And the final answer is actually this. So bold that, underline it. And I'm going to clean up all the text so it looks uniform. You don't have to do the font I'm doing. It's just the one I prefer. So don't panic. And this is pretty much it. Like, it's your known values. Make sure you have those. Your unknown, known and unknown. And then the rest is just typing it up. So I'm gonna put 5 minutes on the clock, and then we're gonna talk about number 2, the synchronous problem that we're also gonna do in class. And it's a real quick problem. You gotta do a little algebra. I will give extra credit if someone could figure out how to do the algebra first, all right? And you can present if you have it. Turn this off so you can see. All right, so 5 minutes. Where's my clock at? If you use this time to ask me questions, I'm gonna sit right here. I'm just putting some of these participation points into the old score quizzes. So try to get this much typed up. Okay, Aaliyah's coming in the room. I'm trying to figure out where she is. She says she came in the room. All right, well, while we waiting on her to get situated, let me do a quick technology check, make sure everybody's present. Let's see here. So, Courtney left. I was just about to do a technology check. How you gonna leave, brother? All right, Angel and who else is in here? Let's get my screen showing. Okay, so can I see all your screens, Jacqueline, Angelique, Angel, Lisa? Reveal your screens for a
Right
moment.
there.
And speaking to the microphone, I see you, Lisa. Angel, I see
So,
you. Thank you, sir. Angelique and Jackie. Okay, thank you. No, just
Oh,
Angelique. Okay, I see. So why is your screen so dark, Angelique? Are you in a dark room? Okay, she don't want to respond. All right.
yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm just curious. All right. So we waiting. I got to come back to. Let me write this down. Mims came in the room, but didn't come in the room. She's not even in here yet. Oh boy. And then for some reason, Mr. Dixon disappeared. All right. They're gonna have to watch the video. Dixon and Mims. Okay. All right. Well, I'll follow up with them. All right. Let's knock out number 2S. So use that small 5-minute break to stretch your legs and pretty much get situated for today, right? So what do we have? This is another participation point opportunity. Number 5. Oh, before I go into this, did anybody figure out what to do algebraically to solve this? Let me put 30 seconds up here. If not, I'm just going to go through it. Because you can present and show us what you did. Even if you don't know if you got it right, what did you do? You had to use algebra. It says there in number 2S to solve for time. So, Aaliyah's popping up. Okay. So 30 seconds. See if anybody got the algebraic steps, the initial steps. Mr. Tyler, did you grade my test yet? We could talk about the test like after we get done with 2S. You turn on your camera and your microphone though. Okay. And what about your camera, dear? The reason y'all are asking why I gotta show my camera, because we've had students try to use other student accounts, and that's not the student that's supposed to be using the account. And so we had to check. So later on, or before the class is over, I see your camera screen for a moment, Miss Mims, so I can make sure it's working. Yeah, I see you, Miss Mims. Thank you. So let's keep going. We still don't have Mr. Dixon back, and I think I seen in the chat Lisa said something. V times dt gives you time, right? So that's close, right? Because we want time by itself. So I'm going to give you half of the points. There's only 10 points, Lisa, but you get half of it. So look, let's do the algebra on this real quick. We take this equation here, and we should at least set up our known and unknowns first. So let me pump the brakes. So what are our known values? What do we know? Then alternatively, and I'm asking the class, so you get the points.
18 centimeters.
18 centimeters, right? But where does that go? Unknown or unknown?
No.
Very good. And we would call that what? It's in centimeters. So that is what? Our distance. The distance is equal to, because remember the equation we're using is right here, hint, hint, is equal to 18 centimeters. And I got that from the problem above, everybody. Unknown is what? Well, it says a tortoise. So we got to scroll back up for a quick second. This is a reinforcement problem. And remember, there's a tortoise that was racing a rabbit in problem 1. So if that's the case, we use the same 2.78 centimeters per second. That's the velocity. So that's a known value, in case you didn't know. This is one of those problems you had to think about and look up like, oh, right? So let me, that's in terms of our velocity, V equals, and I'm going to come over, line it up for you. And next we got to talk about our unknown. Well, we know the unknown is because it says how long. And Lisa put in there something that equals T. So she's dead on, but we got to do the algebra right. We could write time or T and then a question mark, and that's going to be in seconds. So let's continue on. The algebraic part. Well, we got to use this equation here for distance, and we talked about that. I put it in the chat. A link you can read up. I probably got to put the chat in there again because we had people come in a little late. But let me show you what that link is one more time. So the first one is this here. Just to go over it one more time. And the next one is Symbolab, in case you don't have it. Courtney's just gonna have to look at the recordings today to catch up. So now that we got that all squared away, I just sent you both the links in the chat. We're gonna look at how to algebraically get time by itself. And if you've been doing these problems with me, they're not that hard at this point, or they shouldn't be if you're practicing. So how do we get T by itself? Because right now we got the T multiplied by the V. So that's velocity and time are multiplied together. Divide. Who was that, Lisa?
Yeah.
Yep, it was Lisa. I just saw it. Okay, you got the points. That's okay. That's a GGI, Miss. Okay, Miss Vega. All right, so everybody, real quickly, copy to a different tab the GGI link so you can get there. GGI starts at 12:20. Don't be coming in there. Not 12:20. I'm sorry, 11:20, and it ends at 12:20. So don't be coming in there all early because Mr. Was it Mr. Irvin or Miss Vega? They'll be like, you're here early and you just be sitting there. So definitely come there. And in the GGIs I'm in, I see students, especially if they're in my class, they get credit towards other assignments they might not do well on. So you got to be there, participate, and stay the whole time until they release you to lunch. Make sure you copy that link down so you can get in there. Where are we at? Time. Lisa got the points for that. So in order to get rid of this, I'm not going to do the big old fraction. I'm going to do it in one step. So I'm going to put this equation again. I'm going to say right here, so in case you didn't know, solve for time using algebra. So what we're going to do is use a bit of algebra to do the, what you do to one side, you got to do the other type of situation, right? So it's supposed to be 12, so I can see everything, and then turn that off. Okay, there we go. So in order to do that, I'm going to make some changes to this equation. So these are multiplied together. Lisa said, hey, just divide. That's the opposite of multiplication. So I'm going to divide by what I don't want, and that's the velocity. What you do to one side, you got to do to the other. And I will highlight in a moment the changes in red to this calculation. So what did I change? This is, I divided by velocity because velocity is being multiplied. So I want to remove it away from time. So I come over here and I'm just going to change that to red because that was a change I made. And then I'm going to come here and this, what you do to one side, you do to the other, right? So I'm going to change this to red. All right, now let's take this and we're going to cross some things out. And what are we crossing out? Well, I told you already, right? So we're going to cross out this V here because velocity divided by velocity is canceled out to 1. So cross that out. Then I'm going to cross this one out too because that's no longer there. They cross cancel. But these don't cancel over here. If you're looking at this, the distance and velocity that I have here, they pretty much make a new equation. And if you can't see it on this side equation, on this left is T, that little T for time. Let me zoom in a little more in case you can't see that. Okay. So I'm going to take this and rewrite the equation for our time, because the question is asking how much, as in time. So T is equal to, I got to change this to strike throw out. And I just want to turn that strike through off. If you see certain things you set it for still on, just go back. First, highlight what you want to change. Go back and deselect it, and it should fix it. This is not red anymore, so you just stay black. All right, cool. So now we end up with a new equation. And I'm just going to take it from here. And that new equation is this. We're at the fun part that everybody loves. Let's put it in our numbers, right? Everybody's like, well, we're at the numbers part. We don't like the letters, but you have to use the letters because basically this is applications of physics. So our first value is what? Well, our distance, right? So I'm going to take this equation and put it again because it's steps we're doing. Is there a way to take all these spaces in between out? That's killing me. Line spacing, yeah, single. Okay, well, that almost worked. I'll figure it out later. But now we put the values in. So the first one was what? What did we say that was? That was our distance, and that's 18 centimeters. So I'm going to say parentheses, 18 centimeters. You can copy it from the knowns if you're not feeling up to typing. I like to try to type as much as I can. It's faster typing speed, better job, you know. It's another thing in this class. Try to get your job skills. So 2.78 centimeters per second. Per is always a slash. That means divide, so it's a ratio. But what happens? So if you look, this second is a fraction within a fraction. So centimeters per second, that's a fraction. And then we have 18 centimeters divided by 2.78 centimeters per second. That's a whole nother big fraction. So what happens? The second will go upstairs to the numerator. It'll come right up on top of the fraction. Centimeters will stay in the denominator. And then you have a unique situation where centimeters will cross cancel. All right, so now that we got that out, now I feel like I said a lot. Copy that and put that here. So now all I got to do is cross out what I don't need, but let me rewrite all this. This second, I'm gonna take it outside of the equation because remember I told you it's gonna make that bottom fraction underneath pop out. And now you end up with this new equation where it's just this, right? So we're still gonna say it's 2.78. Take this over here. Just clean it up so you can see mathematically what's going to happen. This is going to divide, and then this is going to. I'm putting this here. This is basically going to be centimeters divided by centimeters now. Okay. So in essence, this is what you got. Multiply. There we go. That's better. So these two fractions will, we will divide them out in Symbolab, but look what happens here. Centimeters divided by centimeters. Seconds came up. So when these cancel, seconds is just going to be sitting here. And if we go back, remember, we had to find this in terms of time or seconds. Okay, so I'm going to take this one more time and cross out, and then we're going to put this bad boy in the Symbolab and finish the day off. Number 3, I want you to do on your own. You can do it if you use that same equation. What's the area of the circle, right? Recall the area of the circle is, hint, hint. You might want to highlight that and use that equation for this one. This is not a hard one if you just follow the math slowly. And in this one, I'll also give you an equation given by the height base. 1/2 the height times the base. So both of these questions are not hard if you take your time and try them out. All right, now we was canceling something out, right? And that was centimeters. So let me highlight this. I wanted to show all you the steps. And basically, like I said, this whole section crosses out because a centimeter divided by a centimeter is just 1. Strike that out. Okay. How am I doing on time? It's 10:55. You got here 11:10. I'm definitely going to finish this up and then give you a couple of minutes to ask questions. If not, we're going to get ready for GGI. All All right, so we're very close to the end. Relax, bear with me. You're almost through. What cross cancels? We're just gonna take this here. Now I can just remove this, right? Because it's gone. And now I just need to use my trusty symbol app. So put that there. And what does this all look like in symbol app? So it's 18 divided by 2 point something. That's like half and some change. But, again, you just put it there. I know everybody's pressed for time, got things going on at home. Not in a building where I can just pass out the calculators and here you guys go. And I'm so sorry about that, but safety first, right? So the answer comes to 6.4. Is that a 4 after that 7? It is. So just leave it at 6.47. So time, or how long does it take, is just, what do we say, 6.47, and this is seconds. Right? Bold that. And to get 50% of the credit in this assignment, you can do what I did. I did that part. But to get the rest of the credit, you have to take care of those other problems. And it's not hard if you just give it a try. Some students who have certain conditions, you will not need to do number 4. And I will email you and Edsby who you are. But everybody else, you have to take care of all those problems. Please stop sending me the assignment and you got empty problems. Take a stab at it. Take a try. You get partial credit, but just don't give up, with all means. So all this has to be typed up, and turned in with these problems you tried on your own by 8 p.m. tonight. If you do not turn it in by 8 p.m. tonight, the going rule for all teachers is you have until Sunday to finish all assignments, right?
Can
Now,
you repeat yourself, Mr. Tyler?
I sure can. You have until Sunday to finish all assignments, and then the cutoff is what it is. But the problem with that is if you wait till Sunday to do everything, you're only getting 20% knocked off of every assignment turned in late. So you can, on Sunday, still get 80% credit. But if you don't do all the work, you're going to get less than 80%. So do yourself a favor and just do the work today so you're not playing makeup by Sunday. I would like for you guys to have a weekend and not one where you're just trying to cram all your work and you didn't get it all right. Did you hear what you need to hear, Miss Mims, or no? Should I repeat myself again? Is she there? Okay. Let me come over here and see who's in the room. She's here. She's just not saying that. But I mean, that's in essence everything. So this is a due by 8 p.m. To get 100% credit. If something happened and you can't turn it in, only 20% will be knocked off after the 8 p.m. But that's granted you turn something in after 8 p.m. So please just make this an easy school year, okay? It's already hard. We're online. So let's make it easy on us by just knocking stuff out when it comes across our desk. With that said, is there any other questions before I move to let you guys leave early to get ready for next period? It's 11:10. We stop. I was thinking about giving you guys a 10-minute break. We've been sitting here working on these problems for a minute. If you have any questions? Going once. About to start. Turn off the recording and getting ready to dismiss. Okay, Lisa said no. Thank you, Lisa. I love it when people respond.
Can you go back to the top?
Okay, no problem. What, you need to take screenshots or something?
Yeah, so I can do it because I'm not
Yeah,
at home and I don't
that's
got my
fine.
computer.
That's fine. People like Joel and others, that's what they do. They take a picture and they sit down when they got that quick moment and they type it all up and send it in. So is this where you were at, or you want me to scroll down some more? Aaliyah, this is what you was asking for?
Yeah, scroll down a little bit more.
Okay, that's what I was saying. All right. So this is mostly problem 1 and how to do the steps.
Okay, you go down a little bit more.
Okay.
Can you go down?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
That's all y'all needed? All right. It's 11 o'clock. I will see you guys in GGI. Take care. Get you something to eat. Stretch your legs. Get some energy in your system. We're at the halfway part of the school day. So come on. See y'all later. All right. Everybody else will be sitting around for 10 more minutes in case you got questions. Otherwise, you can leave. Now I can put all these participation points in the system. Oh, dang. They just booked on me. Oh, Angelique is still here. Angelique, you have questions, dear? Are you there?
No,
Oh, no questions?
no.
Okay. Well, you can use this time to log off and don't log off. I'm saying go get you something to eat, something to drink, and get ready for GGI. That's at 11:20. Okay. Did you get the link from the chat to the
Yeah, I
GGI?
got it.
Okay.
Well,
All
I
right.
don't know which one is. Hold on, let's see.
You say you what? I can't hear you because you got something in the background, but I think you said you got it. Okay. I need to find out what happened to Courtney.
Okay, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
All right. That's all you need. This is your little bit of break I'm trying to get you guys. So go and take it. I'm about to close the room in about 9 minutes to get ready for the next one. I gotta stop the recording and get the recording ready.